And we're back! Look at that. Check that shit out. Locals only, folks! Man.
Hey, man. Did you see that one where I sent it, where the guys give a what's up like this, and then they're like that? Like,
no, I didn't see that shit.
They say,
I didn't see that.
They say what's up and then they smell each other's fingers.
That was like no more in the COVID era, huh?
Hey, straight dogs though.
It's on your porch, bro. Ooh, still rocking Ducos?
Hell yeah, man.
Alright.
It's our first post-COVID episode, dude.
Right. It's been like,
oh shit.
Elvira, dude, why?
I know, I don't sound turned up, man.
You know, nah?
Can you hear it?
I hear you good, bro. I hear you fine. You didn't headbutt the shit on the way in, you'd be alright.
So, you know, usually every time we start a show, we give shout outs to listeners and all that.
Right.
And we got new shirts that are out right now, so
I love those, by the way.
If you text your address or you get a hold of us, we'll get you a shirt. But we wanted to dedicate this episode to something that's not being talked about right now.
Yeah, and I hate the narrative that some people are spinning on it, right? With Cannon and Hinnant.
Yeah.
Right? I hope I'm pronouncing that right. You know, you don't hear a lot of people. Well, obviously people aren't talking about it, but it goes against the narrative, right? The opposite race thing. This whole we all wish racism wasn't a real thing.
Yeah.
But it's always gonna be.
This is one of its purest forms, though. You have a fucking dude that's obviously upset, black dude, 25-year-old black man.
Yeah.
Goes up to a 5-year-old white boy.
5-year-old.
In front of his 7 and 8-year-old sisters.
Yeah.
And puts a bullet in his head.
Right in front of them. And over his hatred for something that has nothing to do with that little boy.
No, not at all, man.
That is the most chicken shit thing I've ever seen in my life. Excuse my language, but I don't understand that. And you don't see any mainstream media talking about it. Now, granted, it's only a few days old, but it shouldn't take that. I mean, that's sad. I don't know.
Things are just going bad right now, man. They are. There's a lot of shit going bad.
This ain't the country that as a kid myself, I looked at this country like, well, obviously I looked at it in a good way. I chose to serve this country.
Yeah.
Because of the greatness.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah.
I know you're good, man.
Appreciate it, bro.
Appreciate
it. But honestly, Uncle Sam took care of me too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I almost feel bad when people say thanks because it's like, I didn't do it for free.
I got paid.
Yeah, I didn't do it for free. You know what I mean?
It's still, there's a sacrifice that does.
Yeah, they didn't pay me much.
You can't put a monetary value on that type of sacrifice.
Right, you
especially as a young man.
Yeah, dude, man, getting on that, and I don't want to get into that, but getting on that bird was probably one of the hardest things in my life I did, man, and just leave everything behind.
But you did it. But yeah, back to Cannon, man.
Yeah.
So they got a hashtag say his name. That also cuts off the hashtag say his name, George Floyd. And then the other one for Cannon is hashtag justice for Cannon. You want to check that stuff out or give donations and do that.
Read the story. Make your own opinion on it. Don't do with mine. But I just don't like the one-sided narrative.
I don't either, man. Like,
you're
gonna tell a story, tell the whole story, dude.
Yeah, it shouldn't come down to the color of someone's skin depicting their actions. Is that if I'm saying that,
a 5-year-old boy, man.
He's got, dude.
I met a couple of little 5-year-old jerks before. I mean, there's been several, but I didn't want to kill the little fuckers.
Dude, there's been very few adults I wanted to put a bullet in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Very few.
I probably only have like 3.
Well, I got a few countries I wouldn't mind going through, but that's another story.
Another story, yeah.
Right? So there's children that are brats, but that's just it. You're like, hey, spank that kid or something.
Yeah.
Go old school with it. That's just a malicious chicken shit revenge.
It's a murder,
thing.
dude. It's a murder.
It's murder. Yeah, obviously it's murder, and he's
premeditated.
Up on charges for first-degree murder, which connotates premeditation. Yeah.
Yeah, he was a neighbor, right?
Yeah, he was their neighbor.
Kid, yeah.
Apparently, and you know, excuse me if my ignorance, I'm getting this secondhand, right? Obviously, because I don't live over there. Apparently, he had dinner with that whole family the night before. So obviously, something was said, or maybe I just you can't get into the mentality with someone that's that off, you know.
I don't know. I know people snap, man. I know that happens too. People just snap.
Yeah, believe me, I fight that constantly. I fight it constantly, bro. It's like people test you every day.
I know, man. I try to, you know, I got a lot of patience. I do. I just kind of like try to let it roll, but
Yeah, I wish I had your passiveness.
Yeah, I don't know if you get to that point though where you're out of that and you just fucking say, shh.
Yeah, damn. Well, obviously nothing else in your life is that important. If you're willing to end, you're legitimately ending your own life.
That's what he did. Yeah, he ended his own life
by doing that.
Yeah.
You really are. So obviously there's nothing else in your life that's important enough for you to go, yeah, I shouldn't do that.
See, this is where I would be down. Me and my brother were talking about this the other night. Like, they don't have public whippings or public shaming or do anything that kind of shit, right?
Yeah, that's medieval.
But if they line this motherfucker up, put him on a bicycle, and shot him in the fucking head, it would be equal justice.
Oh yeah, you're right. Oh, okay.
That's equal justice to me in this scenario.
Eye for an eye, right?
Yeah, I would like to see that kind of law come into effect. Something we didn't talk about, dude, is the peace in the Middle East, man. Did you see that shit?
Dude, yeah, is that here?
Is it biblical? It's biblical proportional shit, dude.
I hope it's reality, because obviously Egypt and Israel signed a peace accord,
yeah.
But that's at the governmental level.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's at the governmental level.
Yeah.
And to me, that was kind of superficial, because they were still.
It's religious.
There was still happenings, you know, stuff happening. That whole dynamic over there is something that we will never truly understand, because we didn't live there, we didn't grow up there.
Well, the brainwashing, the way that you start to become a human, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's taught you at a young age, man. So if you're pimped the same information, right? I'm getting this information, you're getting the opposite information. Me and you are going to be natural enemies because of the way we grew up.
Yeah, has nothing to do with face-to-face value interaction or nothing like that. It has to do with what you were fed.
Yep.
Because you're a sponge. When you don't know, you're a sponge. I'm a sponge today. When I start hearing people talk about something I don't have any clue about, I'm accepting that influence.
I'm going to listen,
Yeah, now, granted, unlike a lot of young people today, my daughter Liana included, she will hear something and before fact checking it, regurgitate it as fact.
No, I've done it too, because somebody called me when I was fucking around with Harrison and Corndog about on the text line. They said somebody shot at Trump, and I was like, oh shit.
So you start throwing that out there?
Shots fires at the White House.
Well, because you trust them, right?
Yeah.
You trust that source.
But then you go and look at the news feed and shit. Yeah, there was shots fired at the White House, but it wasn't at Trump.
Oh, you're talking about when he was about to give his briefing that day.
Yeah, and so they Secret Service shot somebody outside. But
right, and was the guy armed?
I'm not
I heard
sure.
the guy was armed or
Once
something.
I heard it wasn't Trump, then I wasn't even interested. I was like, fucking.
That's okay.
No, because there's, we've seen the fall of the cabal and all that stuff, right?
That's crazy shit.
So,
I had my wife watch that, yeah.
I'm telling you, bro, the same QAnon people that are talking about stuff.
QAnon.
Have this death date that they think Trump's going to be assassinated August 27th.
Really?
Dude, that's what this fucking shit says, dude.
If they have that much insight on it, and we know which way that whole thing leans, that's a right-leaning narrative. If they have that insight on it, you would almost think they were involved.
Well, that's why they're saying that there's this 10 days of darkness coming up. I don't know if you want to get into that topic.
Well, let's do this with let's
all right,
canon and
pull it up. Well, welcome back, everybody. And,
that's what.
Yeah, it's Fraze. We got DG over here. Weller's buying a house now.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of you guys think that we went down because we had COVID and stuff, but no, I just bought a new place, and now Weller's buying a new place because, all the money we're making off of this shit, dude. We just gotta spend it now, But that's what we're doing. So DG's up here. I'm in Valley Springs now, up at the VS.
By the way, welcome to the Foothill family.
Right?
Man.
Oh, I love it.
Gold
Country up here, man. I love this place, dude.
It is quiet up here.
It's more lax.
Dude, people wave at you.
Yeah.
When you drive by, they wave at you. They know if you live here or not, because it's such a smaller community, which I love.
Well, I'll tell you a perfect example. I'm in Ace, and I got a puppy, so I'm looking for some puppy shit. And I hear this lady say, hey, I'm looking for, like yard soil for planting and this and that. And this lady down the hall, doesn't even know her, but she's like, hey, there's some over here. And you hear another dude on the second aisle, and he's like, oh, well, there's organic stuff over here. And these are 3 people.
Total strangers.
Yeah. Don't know each other.
Want to help each other out.
Trying to help each other out, man.
Not, hey, you're not grabbing the last shit, get out of the way. None of that shit. It's not feast or famine.
Notice I didn't tell you the race of any of those people. I just said they were people.
It's non-existent.
You see what I'm saying?
That shouldn't matter.
It don't. And when you get around this type of atmosphere, it's fucking... It's awesome, dude.
It flushes all that out.
Yeah.
That's what
awesome.
I love that about it. So
I dig it, yeah. So what's up to the VS too? So, of course, we're not doing the show with masks on today.
We're that's about 6 feet.
Yeah,
right.
We're close.
Hold on, let me check.
Yeah. But we'll start off with COVID because it's affected all of our lives the past couple months.
Yeah, I know people are probably sick of hearing about it, right?
Yeah.
But I hope this conversation we're about to have
Yeah.
appeals to people who are sick of the media or whoever, the governmental, state level, not following science, man.
Just pure science, bro.
So you want we'll move on to the next one?
Yeah.
All right, so we're about to hit COVID. Oh.
There we go. Yeah.
Sorry, David. Sorry, Willer.
So COVID, the biggest thing for me, man, is that like I was playing pool. I had some sports or some type of competitive thing.
Oh.
Like bowling too.
Hashtag no place.
Yeah.
Check it out. I love that.
And bowling's another one, going bowling, man, but can't do those things. And what's really sad to me is these kids that are seniors that are missing their senior season of football or basketball.
I was trying to fathom that, man.
Dude, how about college seniors?
Trying to, especially the guys that are showcasing for
Dude, that's
level.
what they're saying. They're gonna fuck the draft up. The draft is gonna be fucked up.
Dude, you know what? The combine is gonna take a next level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's gonna take a next level because you're not gonna have tape.
Yeah.
You're not gonna have tape, or they're gonna look at the tape from the year before. And what if the guy was fighting through an injury?
Or how about if you're doing some crazy science shit, right? Like in fucking FFA or something, doing something with cattle and stuff like that, dude, right? And you can't kick it with your homies to bounce ideas off each other and
so
shit
many
now.
levels of missing out.
Dude, it's
and
bad.
One of the biggest levels, I think, is we've already done the isolation socialism, right? Which to me, isolation socialism is looking at a screen and conversing with people through the internet on social media, right? That has, to me, that has screwed up a lot of people's, because you're not face to face human interaction, right? Especially for younger folks, man. Tell me how. Well, I'm going to tell you how detrimental that can be, because can you imagine not having the interaction
no
we
people
had
skills, man.
Well, people skills, no influence of other people's experiences, because you're not going to experience everything. But like, there was stuff like I hit you guys up like, hey man, what, it could be the simplest thing, right? Hey, when you went over there, bro, how'd it go? How did that teacher act? Well, you've had him before.
Yeah.
Well, you're not going to be in a classroom with that teacher. You're not going to have that.
Dude, I mean, I'm a spiritual person, right? And to me, what this has done is keep, because when you get people, I don't care if
define your level of spiritual.
Like, basically, I don't.
Is it woo woo?
No, it's not not religious at all. I don't have any religious affiliation.
Yeah, that's why I want like viewers to I know where you're coming from. Bro.
Yeah.
I put that question up there.
I believe in like one, like we're all connected. I believe in one, like one God.
You ever thought about somebody and your phone rang?
Oh yeah.
And it was them.
Oh yeah, man.
Oh, that used to trip me out because it happened way too often to be a coincidence.
We work on electric vibrations and frequencies, all kinds of shit. But what this is doing is when you get a group of kids together in a classroom,
right,
and you sing a song, right?
Remember that?
Yeah, we sing songs and shit, right? I mean, there is a camaraderie that's created there. Or same thing, if you're all rolling on the same science project or doing something, and you have this chemistry that's made up of all the bodies being together.
Yeah.
And then you go to the cafeteria to eat, and it just multiplies. And that energy is even bigger there.
Yeah.
Well, you take that out to like ball games, concerts. How are we gonna do concerts now? This is getting insane, dude. We just seen the Leonard Skinner, right?
Yeah.
Freebird.
That's right. Just people just on each other's shoulders. Just the old days, man. Just loving the music and vibing with each other.
Dude, that's gone. It's gone, man.
I don't think so. I don't think it's gone. I think some people are trying to push that down.
Yeah, the narrative, dude.
I think the science of this and what's going to come forward later is that it's okay. The flu itself.
The common flu, yeah.
The common flu. You know, nobody got the flu this year. Did you know?
Yeah, they all got COVID.
Nobody. Yeah, exactly. Nobody got the flu this year. I was telling my wife, I was like, did you notice nobody talked about the flu this year? Oh, I guarantee you they were like, oh, that's COVID.
Yeah.
But what I'm getting at is the flu kills more elderly people and just our population altogether. Way higher numbers than this COVID is doing.
And to me, because I know the people that listen and they're on the other side of it, where this is a real serious issue. Like,
no, it is serious. Nobody's trying to say it's not.
But they're like they are at the pandemic level of believing this stuff. And when I heard that the disease was killed at 74 degrees, right?
Oh, okay.
And if it sits
direct sunlight,
that type of stuff, right? So I'm like,
doesn't live on surfaces as long as they first say it.
Yeah, it lives like 90 seconds or something.
Right.
So a lot of the science, like you said, is coming out. But for me, I was like, damn, we live in California.
Yeah.
It's sunny as hell, right?
It's hot as fuck.
Right. But when I did get sick was last November, and if you go back and watch the shows and shit, I was sick for about 3 weeks. Had a high chest cold. Yep. And I'll bet you I had freaking COVID back then.
Dude, Super Bowl nights this year. I think it was February 4th. Was a Sunday, right? That night, we watched the Super Bowl, small group at the house. That night, I was in a hoodie and a sweater, and I was shivering in my bed, and I was sweating. And that was the worst flu I'd ever had in my life. Worst I had. 3 days later, gone.
Gone, dude. Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck was that? Now my body was wrecked. Don't get me wrong. I still felt weak and stuff, but. Yeah. All the symptoms and everything, the respiratory stuff they were talking about and everything. I was like, dude, I haven't got antibody tested or nothing, but
dude,
I honestly think that's what
it will come up. But I just think, and we'll talk about the media hype about shit later. But I think, like we were saying about the boys that are when you grow up and you're Sikh or you're what's the other one, Farsis or. You grew up in two different spectrums, right? It's the same way on the
narrative,
news.
like their narratives are.
These narratives are set, and the people that tell me, "Oh, I don't watch Fox." Yeah, you do. I know you do. And then I don't watch CNN. I don't believe in none of that stuff. Well, yeah, you do, because that's what you're watching.
Yeah, or other networks will take their narrative from them, and regurgitate it online or.
I know you've listened to Rush Limbaugh, right?
Yeah, I listened to him today, actually.
Yeah, and he'll play clips where they say the same thing, like the same news. ABC will say it, NBC will say it, MSNBC will say it.
It becomes a complete narrative. We have an existential threat. That was like over and over again.
Yeah, and then it comes out, existential threat. Yeah, they all
everybody uses the same words. Yeah.
So, and that works for Fox too, because they're on those same.
All
clips.
they do is they show the same. They show the same clips of the other side of the party. They do the same shit.
And so then you say, okay, well, I'm not getting a good source of news from these media outlets, right?
Yeah.
So now I'm going to go check out InfoWars, or I'm going to check out Joe Rogan.
Okay.
Or,
more neutral based.
Yeah, there's other stuff.
That's what I love about Rogan.
You don't have to go extreme right or extreme left.
Yeah.
There are people that moderate in the middle, but like anything else, you have to look for them.
Yeah.
What I was really interested in.
Well, you have to want to look for them. Some people's narrative, it fits their narrative. Like, fuck it, I'm right here. You know what I mean?
Well,
can I cuss?
Oh yeah, you can cuss. I was trying to think. Where can I listen to like a liberal talk show? Like I know I can listen to Rush for a conservative talk show, or Tom Solin's kind of in
Tucker
the middle.
Carlson,
Tucker.
you know, yeah.
But
Hannity.
So in order for me to listen to a liberal talk show, I have to watch a show. I don't hear one on the radio that's like pushing the liberal agenda.
Well, to me, Brilliant Idiots is kind of, I hate to use left and right.
Yeah.
They have more of a liberal view on things.
Left, yeah.
Yeah. So you got, not to get into that too much, but like Charlemagne.
Yeah.
This guy's, you know, he's
the God.
Yeah, he's way left. Dude, that was crazy when Bernie was like, if you don't vote for me, you're not black.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, chew this guy up. Chew this guy up for that. He was like, okay. You know, he just kind of took it in stride. But what's the other one? The comedian.
Andrew Schultz.
Dude, that guy's off the hook, right? But I like it because he picks, he's down to earth to where he picks like, that sounds like, that's some bullshit.
Yeah.
Even if it's like to his common narrative.
Yeah.
He still realizes when it's like, no, and he's willing to put it out there, you know. He's willing to stand on his own platform, put it that way. I hate people that stand on a certain group's platform and that's all they stand on, because like.
Well, you know it as well as I do. You can't tell people, yeah, I'm a conservative or I'm a Republican. Oh, you love Trump.
Yeah, right away they want to put you in a box.
Yeah.
Right? You know who you can't put in a box is the guy that usually sits in this seat, Butler. That's what I like about him. He'll shock you sometimes. The only thing I don't like is when we're on our text line.
Yeah.
There's things he'll put out. I know he doesn't really believe, but he does it just to do this, bro. Yeah. You know, it's a fella's pot, and he'll just want to fucking do it. Watch what happens.
That's what he does, dude.
Yeah. I'm like, and then when people start bitching at each other, then you don't see a text from him. He's like, I did it.
So let's keep it on the COVID thing, man. Okay. Like, when do you think this thing's gonna break?
It's already broke. If you look like people like Dan Crenshaw, right, and other states like Utah, Idaho have low cases and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Alaska.
Texas. Oh yeah, Wyoming, but Texas was supposedly a hot spot for it, right?
Yeah.
This guy posts. And I love following him because he doesn't try to skew a narrative. He just posts numbers. Like, look, this is how many hospital beds we have. This is what's filled. This is what's not filled. This is where the cases down. Texas is lower than California, New York as far as like death per 100,000 people. How much testing they've done? They've done almost 5 million tests already. Now, granted, there's a lot more than 5 million people in there, but. I guess testing, like a lot of people like myself, right? I was like, man, I wonder if I had it. We were just talking about that. Yeah. Well, I didn't go get tested. I probably should have, right?
But you're probably going to get tested at some point.
Right. So I like to hear non-twisted facts. Yeah. So here's the thing that bothers me is like, everybody wants to talk about 160,000 people have passed, and that is horrible, right? My own mother-in-law is in a care facility right now.
Yeah.
Right. She's in one herself, and they've had other patients, other residents, pass away there due to complications enhanced by COVID. Right. Because
that's what it is.
Underlying.
Now, but the pneumonia don't kill you now. The heart attack don't kill you now. The stroke don't kill you now. It's COVID that kills you.
Right. That's another thing that's skewed. And here's a problem that I've seen with that is hospitals actually get more funding if they have higher COVID numbers.
Yeah.
How is that generating the truth? You get what I mean? How is that?
It fits the narrative, man. That's that big media shit, man.
I hate that.
When they say follow the money, if you really do, you're not being a conspiracy theorist. You're not jumping off the rails.
No.
You're trying to find facts-based shit where you're following the money. Where does this money go? I give it to you, then what do you do with it? You know what I'm saying?
Right, but when you reward people, especially financially, right? When you reward people for having more COVID cases, they're gonna try to bend everything to COVID. This guy died in a car wreck, but we tested his blood and he was COVID positive. COVID death.
Yep. And the doctor, I seen the doctor that was on there, and he's like, they added this little portion to the back of my pages, everything I have to fill out at the end of my shift, and it's a little mark and it says COVID, yes or no. And he says, if I don't get to that paperwork, you know what happens? It's all marked yes.
Yeah.
That's right. So you're telling me, if this is so serious, if this is a giant pandemic, that's not the only doctor that said that shit. There's been plenty of doctors that come out and said that there was a cure, that harlequin or quinine, so, you know.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? There's all kinds of stuff going on out there, man. And
yeah.
Who do you believe?
Well, they only shut that down because this guy said it.
Yeah.
They don't want him to come up with anything good.
Well, they were saying too, you don't want to.
Why is this on Weller's side? Oh, because he's making fun of him.
Yeah. Well, Weller don't know is that's a QAnon. He did that on purpose.
Okay.
It is.
He's a closet conservative.
Oh, dude. Weller's fucking Q, dude.
So
people are gonna find out Weller is Q.
This man, unfortunately,
yeah,
they hate what he's doing so much, right? Let me state this before, because everybody's like, I don't care for how he carries. He's gotten better lately, but I don't care how he carries himself, right, in a professional manner. I like to see even if I don't agree with him, I like to see the Ronald Reagans, even the Barack Obamas, right?
Yeah.
Carried himself well. I can disagree or agree with your politics, you know, with your you know, what you're trying to get done, your narratives, but I like what he's been doing, to be honest with you, and that's more of although he tries, here's one of the things I don't like, is he tries to take all the credit for it, right? It's me. No, your team. Yeah. And he needs to do that more.
Well, I've always heard that though. If you're a millionaire, you're one kind of person. It's usually an asshole.
You're a narcissist.
But if you become a billionaire, it's a different level of that.
You know, example that I would give for that is, and some people can relate to this and they can't, is captains in the military, right? So you got butter bar lieutenants, they're like dirt. You know, you got first lieutenant. He's learned a little bit, you know, when to shut his mouth and when he knows he's wrong or right or not look stupid. Then you got captains, right? They're getting looked at by colonels and stuff, and they're like, fuck, I'm no fucking great. And then you get to major, right? Okay, I still got to show myself because I'm gonna make light colonel and blah, blah, blah. Once they get to light colonel and full bird colonel, even generals, you're talking about it. Those are the millionaires, right? Like captain and even major. Once they get lieutenant colonel and colonel, they don't need to prove nothing to nobody. They ain't coming down there to nitpick nobody. Yeah. They're like, hey, get your shit right. When they talk to us, right, you know, the enlisted and stuff like that, they're like, hey, so is this motherfucker doing this shit right or not? You know, they're down to earth, like way more. And that's a good example how you put it. Now I put it in a military example of that. But the officers, once they get up there and they realize, hey man, we need to just make this shit work, and there ain't no politics.
You know, a good one you could check Trump when he had signed that prison reform deal, which let people out of prison and stuff. Yeah. It didn't get hyped up on the media or nothing, man.
They don't want to give him
credit. You see all of them black pastors, all them black brothers that was up there talking and saying, hey man, thank you, you know, yada yada.
Right.
And then you
our justice system needs serious reform.
Dude. That's why, you know what, I've heard people say, why don't we just fucking blow it up? Or here's another way.
That's an easy narrative.
Why is it always a two-party race?
Thank you.
Why is it two parts? Because what they want to do is divide you.
Or why is the government narrowing down our I mean, we got write-ins, right? You can write in whoever you want. Yeah. But they've fixed it so much to where that doesn't work.
The only one I think ever came close was Perot.
Ross
Perot.
Well, he funded his own shit. Yeah. I mean, he was
kicking ass. But
well, he funded his own shit, but he said some stuff was like.
I think in my scenario, Trump got lucky with me because I was like, I want something different. I was like, I want to blow shit up.
That happened a lot. Yeah. And I mean, and look what your alternative was.
Yeah.
No, someone who's already knee deep in the swamp, as they put it, or whatever. I don't like these lifelong politicians, man. I don't.
What about you want to roll into a little Pizzagate?
Well, I think
you want to end up on the list? Go ahead and hit it, dude.
All right. You want to do some Pizzagate?
Yeah, okay. Dude, because if you look Pizzagate up, even on DuckDuckGo, it comes up and it says like it's a conspiracy theory and this and that, right?
Right.
I want to know how they have so much evidence of this shit, like on Anthony Weiner's laptop, John Podesta's emails, Clinton's shit, right?
Yeah.
They got all this evidence, bro. So how is it a conspiracy?
I get it, but
Epstein.
Okay, so when you say Pizzagate, you're not talking the actual pizza parlor that was down in the basement. You're talking about the entire narrative.
I'm talking the narrative.
The narrative of the child.
Because you also have all these doorknob killings, right? Like Chris Cornell, Chester Bennington, the guy from Lincoln Park, Anthony Bourdain.
You know what I saw the other day? What I saw the other day is what Steven Tyler.
Yeah.
He sings that song about the rabbit, the pink. A friend, my wife's friend, posted this on Instagram, and I was like, what? Because I had just watched Fall of the Cabal, right?
Oh yeah.
And all the pedophile symbols and stuff. And believe me, I haven't sat and studied that for hours and see if this is reality or what. But it's a weird narrative, right? And this guy talks about what they're drawing out of the kids.
Adrenochrome.
Yeah, right? And it comes out as a pink fluid.
Yep.
And that the pink rabbit describes that. Well, that song that he sings is filled with that. And I'm just like, is that coincidence? Or is this guy part of it?
Apparently this shit's been going on since the Egyptians.
Really?
They were harvesting the pineal gland back in Egypt, dude. This is something that's really old, and it's supposedly the best drug you can ever do.
Dude, I hope a lot of people, or the people that listen to this, please put comments in there. Educate us more, or what you know.
Yeah, or check it out yourself. Go check out adrenochrome. Go check out the pineal gland.
Hey, we're on COVID. Go down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Go down the rabbit hole.
Follow the white rabbit.
It may not be as big as some people are saying, but there's something there.
Dude, okay, so
there's something there.
I have a case number for the documents they're unsealing the indictments, right?
Yeah.
There's a case number floating around, and dude, it lists everybody. You're gonna be so surprised how many people are gonna be indicted on this thing, dude.
I hope so, because if they're hurting kids, like I've told you in the past,
I don't give a fuck who you are. If you're killing little kids,
if you're just
suck their blood or whatever.
If you're hurting them, if you're just hurting them in any way, just for your own pleasure.
Well, see, that's where they're saying all these tents that were in Central Park were there because they're bringing kids out from underneath the ground and shit. Like there's all these military bases and shit underground that they know about, but there's also all kinds of pedophile network shit underground.
Oh, yeah.
You see
the human trafficking altogether is.
You see the Kingsman
crazy.
Service? That movie, The Kingsman?
You talk about the new series they've had?
No, it was like a James Bond kind of thing, The Kingsman.
Yeah, they bring that young guy in.
Yeah. They had these tunnels under London.
Bulletproof umbrellas and shit.
But they had all these fucking tunnels under London, right?
Oh no,
that shit's real, dude.
Yeah, believe me, the military has never, they've never disguised or tried to be secret about having stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now, to the extent that we don't know about, I'm sure there's something, but I can't say.
Well, there's a dude, his name's CJ Hess. That's all I'll just say if you want to check
Shout out CJ.
Yeah, what's up, CJ Hess? If you want to check that guy out, check him out because there's more info on that shit. And another brother I wish you guys would check out is Stan Meyer. Stan Meyer invented this car that ran on water.
Oh, you want to get into that?
That's it. Check him out, Stan Meyer. STANMEYER. Stan Meyer.
Yeah, dude. Okay.
That'll roll us into our next topic there. UFOs, dude.
So the Pentagon has finally admitted that they have something that's from off this world.
Yeah.
How do you take that?
Okay, here's where
they've admitted it. This is a government agency.
Yeah, here's where my spirituality bleeds into this physical realm we live in, right? Because to me, time is the illusion, right? Like we think something is 3 billion light years away. That's how close this planet is. 3 billion light years away, right?
Okay.
So that's an illusion of time that it's actually that far away. Because when you can compress time or be able to move like through a wormhole or a black hole, or they say there's these sacred spots.
Where's he at? I know he's up. He even talked about that.
Yeah, time travel.
Yeah, well, yeah, the theory of relativity and time.
That's what it is. So like, say I want to come back to where we're at right now, right? From the future to where we're at right now.
Right.
I know exactly where I'm going, right? I know that what you're wearing that shirt, I'm wearing this shirt.
You know exactly where you want to go.
I know exactly. You know, like back in time is cool. But when you try to go into the future, those are possible. Those are possibilities. That isn't an exact place you're going. You see what I'm saying? Because
it's unknown to you, right?
Okay, I don't. You see, I was just gonna curse myself and do something. Okay, but okay, here I'll curse one of my dogs. So say 3 years from now, right? I wanted to go 3 years into the future on August 14th, right? 3 years in the future.
Okay.
But I show up and one of my dogs is missing a leg, right? That's a possible future.
Yeah. Okay.
You see, because if I were to take care of my dog, or my dog died, or my dog has 4 legs, you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that's where, to me, time is the illusion, and these beings, these higher intelligence, for humans to think that all humans think we're the best.
That's the arrogance of
humanity.
That's the arrogance of humanity.
But you're talking an extreme human has, I don't know, like Weller, he probably has an IQ of like 180, close to 200, right?
Sure.
So these aliens have IQs of like 650, dude.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Right, and that's. Tell me this, like, okay, so I won't get too far off the spectrum, but our planet has only been life inhabitable for how many billions of years, right?
Like 4
billion. But the Earth has been here. We know the Earth has been here uninhabitable by life way longer than that. So who's to say these other planets that we know can support life?
Yeah.
I know there's no way that this galaxy, the numerical, numbers that life isn't supported somewhere else is astronomically low that it can't happen, right? So anyway, let's say their planet evolved way before ours.
Or twice,
10 billion.
Or twice as fast.
10 billion, that's what I mean. That's what I'm getting at. 10 billion years ago, it evolved to support life.
Yes.
They're eons ahead of us.
Exactly.
We're still fucking with stones and metals on our, what can we do with this and what can we do with that?
Well, here's the argument I've had about it before is we think of them as having our same type of technology.
Right. This is.
What if their technology was more organic?
Element.
Or more
115.
Or more spiritual, right?
Yeah, right. Okay, I see what you're saying.
So
more of the mind.
They can travel through light. They could travel, different ways. They don't actually need a machine to do the work for them.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
They're so enlightened physically that they can do this because their souls or their main source power is so much fucking.
Maybe we still have walls up of a physical.
Oh yeah, do we have a physical barrier?
Well, that's what the Bible tells you too, right?
Okay.
Doesn't the Bible tell you that?
It does, and I had this talk with my kid the other day about this. I was like, man, this could take you out any single time. You just poke it in the back of your neck and rip your fucking spinal cord, right?
Right. That's the physical realm.
Your physical realm's shot, dude, right?
So we were talking about the Pentagon admitting.
Yeah, they proved it. I mean,
They've admitted that they have something that's not of this earth.
So it's not a conspiracy to say there are UFOs or aliens. That's not a conspiracy.
Well, there's definitely, okay, here's how I define, what do they call them now? Aerial phenomenon or something like that, right? So they're trying to get away from that.
UFO.
The kooky, because people have put that in a box, right? And said UFO, right?
Yeah.
Wrongly, I believe, because they are unidentified flying objects that we don't understand.
Or submersibles.
Well, now we've seen the Tic Tacs in the water, and if you don't think our Air Force or our military pilots are not the top notch, then you don't know what they go through to become that. Okay?
Yeah.
And these are credible people, highly credible people going, hey, look, we don't know what this shit is. We don't know what it is. And once you get those, because that used to end people's careers.
It still does, man, and that's what I'm saying. So you have not only one but you have 3 videos. They showed 3 different pilots,
yeah,
3 different co-pilots. So you have 6 people involved, right?
Yeah.
And two of them said, no, I don't want to talk about it.
Right, because they don't want to be put in that box, and they don't want their career to be marked by that the rest of their life.
For telling the truth, dude.
Yeah, that's what's sad about our society, man. That's what's sad about our society. You can't speak your truth, even if it's just your truth.
Yeah.
Right? That's why okay, we're going back all the way to 1776 when this stuff was written. That's why it was written that way, but it's because everybody has a right to voice their opinion, freedom of speech. Okay.
You know,
and that's the reason why you shouldn't be shamed. You shouldn't be shamed. Okay, I have every right to say you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't have to believe you, but I don't
club.
have to club you over the head or destroy your house because I don't believe what you believe. I honestly believe there's other life out there. You know, contrary to what the church has molded the Bible to say there isn't. You're not a believer if you think there's other life. Come on, man. We're so lame. God is not, if there, the God that there is, we're so lame, he's not just going to create us.
Well, I was going to say, man, even as a soul, because I always say I am a soul, I have a body.
Yeah. A vessel, right? You consider it a vessel. Yeah.
But I am a soul, and I have a body. I am not a body.
Yeah.
I am a soul and I have a body.
I see what you mean.
You see, I mean, it's a little difference because I don't think my soul's done. I think I need to learn more. I have to do more shit, and I don't know if it's going to be in this form of a body.
I see what you mean.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hopefully there's better stuff to do than what we've been doing here. I mean, this is cool and shit, but...
Right. There's got to be a higher meaning, right? There's got to be...
Look at just the division alone, man. Like I said, even with football teams, Cowboys, Raiders, right?
Yeah.
You know,
tribalism. Humans are tribal as fuck, dude.
You can break it down any way you want to do it, man. There's nobody that's 100% like you, so they create division somewhere.
That's human nature.
Yeah, football, baseball, basketball.
Well, look,
hockey.
I was at a baseball game, right, at AT&T Park,
yeah.
Right, and okay, majority of the people there are rooting for the Giants, right?
Yeah.
But we're sitting in the stands, and all of a sudden you see the crowd go, all stand up and what? They obviously talked about it, right? Right field sucks, right?
Yeah.
And then right field gets up and goes, left field sucks. It's just for fun, but that's just the true nature of tribal. That's an example of tribalism. There was no reason we didn't care left or right field. We're there to watch a game.
And I think part of that
But it was just fun to do it.
I think tribalism, like the stuff I'm into. I'm a Raiders fan, man. I'm a Dodgers fan. I'm into this shit, right?
Yeah, you definitely tribal.
You know, Star Wars. There's another one, right?
Yeah, there you go.
But that part of it is just part of this realm. I think true enlightenment is where you get to be part of that one.
Yeah.
Boom.
None of this other stuff matters.
Yeah, man. Like
it's hard to think that though, right? Because most humans really grab on to something that they believe in.
Well, you know, I've heard they give you clues, and they've been doing it ever since they've been able to communicate. But like in movies, like you've seen Doctor Strange, right?
Yeah.
Doctor Strange is this arrogant, fucking badass motherfucker, right?
Yeah, medical doctor.
I mean,
loses his ability to do that.
He's badass, dude.
Yeah.
But he goes into this place, and he didn't even think the Grandmaster was a woman. He started, you know.
Right away, he is.
Yeah, but when she started showing him stuff, like where the chakras were aligned, or you know where acupuncture was, stuff like that.
He was like,
she told him, she said, these people saw a piece of the puzzle, right? And I think that's what life is. And that's what Doctor Strange had to do, was put all them pieces together.
Right.
To make it. But that's what I feel life is, man. Like you collect pieces and you're making this puzzle, and you know, hopefully it comes together the way you want it to look. But
no, I hear that.
You know, my puzzle's been pretty fucked up.
Oh, dude, tell me about it, right? There's been multiple phases of my life, and I'm sure a lot of other people can relate to that.
And I'll tell you what, man, that's going to be the hardest thing when disclosure happens, or when aliens show up, or the government decides to tell everybody, right? Faith.
Oh, that's going to be shook to the core.
It's going to be, the faith of these religious people are going to be fucking...
Even the Catholic Church has softened its view on that stuff lately. Hey, let me ask you this. Do you think these little steps of, okay, what was it, okay, like back in the 60s and 70s when I believe it was 60s and 70s when Project Blue Book.
Yeah.
Right. They were looking into it, and they were. I think they're softening the public slowly. Like they think we can't handle it all at once.
Yeah. I remember they started in the 50s because I watched that whole show.
Okay.
Blue Book.
Right, but I mean, I knew that was a real thing. It was actually a real thing before the show.
Yeah.
But do you think the government is slowly like, hey, let's not open up the entire drip, you know, let's not just flood them with it. Do they soften the narrative towards it before they just go, here it is?
I'll tell you what, man, here's what's going to happen is...
You get what I'm saying, right?
I do, because a lot of these... There hasn't been a crashed UFO in a heavily populated area like San Francisco.
Right.
Or New York.
Right.
They happen out in the field in the desert, right up in the mountains in Kecksburg.
The hills of New Mexico on some 40,000 acre ranch.
Yeah, so that's the only thing they've been lucky with.
Yeah, I think so.
Because now, if Roswell happened now, right?
There'd be no way to cover that.
No, if that shit happened, there would be fucking 300 kids on their cell phones fucking doing selfies with the aliens and shit.
Look at this shit.
Look at TikTok and it, dude.
Right. Is there any way to take a break?
Nope.
You can't edit?
Can't, dude. No, we got at least 14 more minutes.
Damn it.
14 more minutes.
Jack Daniels calling.
Unless you want to piss in a cup, dude.
No! On live right now? Let's do it.
I don't think they... Yeah, I don't know. They might not see that right there, dude.
Shut up, bro. He's like, go ahead, do it. No, they'll see it. It'll be like...
Both do it.
Ooh. I should have did that.
I ain't worried about it. I can barely see it myself, dude. Go ahead and close out UFOs, man. But hey,
what?
I will say this. C-SPAN had the national press coverage. It's in the documentary Unacknowledged.
That's why.
If you really want to check out and get some super info on the fucking disclosure shit, check out Unacknowledged. It deals with renewable energies and all kinds of stuff that's going to put away fossil fuels, wind, solar, all of it's going to go away. They've had this technology for a long time.
Tesla.
Yeah, check it out. Unacknowledged.
Nikola Tesla.
And then what do we got here? Right. Oh, media hype.
Oh, let's do that.
Yeah, the last one, media hype, dude.
Even though
I'm fucking sick of it, dude. I don't care what it is. They hype it up, man. I heard this. I remember it rolling like this. The rain was coming this weekend. This is back in like October or November, right?
Okay.
And they have these Home Depot commercials and stuff, dude. And that's like board up your windows, fucking. You know what I mean? Plan for the next 3 days with no food and
doomsday fucking narratives, right?
They're like throwing these prepper narratives and shit, dude. And I'm like, dude, it rains every year at the same time.
That's for profit. That's all profit.
Dude, and that's what I'm saying with this COVID, man. That's where's the money? Follow the money.
Yeah, exactly, right. But here's my thing with media. Even my wife will ask me, I'll be watching something, and she'll be like, "Do you really believe all that?" I said, "No, I don't believe every bit of it. I don't live my life according to what Tucker Carlson's going to tell me tonight."
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It's to me, it's half entertainment, half information that you need to do your own research on.
That's it,
before you start regurgitating. Now the media, the problem is there's people, younger and older, of all ages, that will sit at home, hear a narrative on TV, and go, "That's the fucking truth.
That's it.
That's the truth," and they'll regurgitate it, and I'm like, "Where did you hear that from?" And they can't remember. They can't remember.
Part of it's the Mandela effect. I've heard about this before.
What's the Mandela effect?
Okay, so like, let's say me and you, right? Remember we were with our dads and we were gonna fucking fall off the.
Like, which car were we in? We couldn't remember.
It was like a GTO. I think it was like 66 GTO.
So you thought we were in my mom's car? See, this whole time I thought we were in your dad's car.
Yeah. See, I thought it was like an aqua or turquoise colored 66.
And I thought we were in a. Well.
That's the Mandela effect, because over years of telling the story, little shit switches or flips around.
Yeah, you're like, yeah.
And I done it with my kids.
Because your dad was driving.
Yeah, I don't remember. I just
see. Isn't that crazy?
But that's what happens with the news, man. And then what seemingly happens is somebody finds that clicky phrase, like you're saying, like internal threat. There's an internal
existential
threat. Existential threat.
Yeah.
So then they start rolling with it, man. But that's what I hate about big media, man. Is you're not getting the truth.
No, journalism itself has taken a turn for the way worse. It used to be about getting to the truth and letting the people know, and they took pride in that. Journalism took pride in giving the people what's really going on, and it's turned into clickbait.
Well, you remember my dude that was in Vietnam? Good morning, Vietnam.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. Robin Williams played him. Yeah.
That dude though tried to tell the truth.
Right, and they tried to shut him down.
Right. I mean,
no, soldiers don't need to hear that.
Yeah.
And that's what the soldiers were loving. That's what they love to hear.
Yeah, man, because they're here. They got an ear to the ground. They know what's happening over here because they're not there.
Right, but it's in an entertainment way.
Yeah.
Right, in an entertainment way.
But I don't get a bit off on Alex Jones, but a lot of stuff he's got to say, I'm like, what the fuck? It makes me want to go and see for myself what I can find on it, right?
Exactly. See, but too many people absorb that and go, that's the fucking truth. They don't want to do their own homework. They want to be told. They want to be...
It's easier.
Yeah, it's easier just to be told and go, yep, that's what it is.
So a lot of times what I do is I'll fucking look at it and I'll go, so what will Weller think? Right? Because
I don't do that.
I do, so I go the opposite way with it. And then I say, okay, well, I'm going to check that out then, because I would check this part out. Like, if I'm trying to get Trump, right? If I was trying to get Trump or something.
Yeah, you're trying to...
I got to go do that route too, man. I want to think both sides of the equation.
Dude, I got to piss.
I know, dude. Let me see. Okay, we got 8 minutes, dude.
Oh, you're killing me, bro.
Dude, you don't want to cut the first show back, dude. Shorter than
old,
an hour,
bro.
man.
I'm fucking old.
What was this one I had down here?
No, we're still talking about media.
Okay, media hype, man, because like when we were kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
I am a nightmare walking, psychopath talking, king of my jungle, just a gangster stalking, right?
Yeah.
That was the biggest fucking thing we had to worry about was gangs.
That was the existential threat to society.
You're gonna fucking get shot by a gang.
Exactly.
Don't wear fucking a blue hat and blue shoes to the fucking mall because you're gonna get shot, dude.
Right. Or if you got nothing better to do with your life, that's where you want to be.
And we live in fucking Galt.
Yeah, I know, and you've seen it. You still seen it.
You see what I'm saying, dude?
Yeah, dude, I know.
I mean, John Singleton brought it to life, Boys in the Hood, right? Fucking.
Right.
He brings that to you, but we live in Galt, dude.
Right.
That's just not going down in Galt.
No, about 20 miles away it was the one Stockton.
Yeah, I mean, Stockton happened.
Yeah.
But it was still not, I mean, like Chicago, not like LA, not like big cities where you got like fucking...
Yeah, no, it wasn't...
Look at Chicago's killings. The last time I checked, okay, I think it was 2 weeks ago.
Dude, you kill, I can't do
42 people killed. 42 people killed over the weekend in shootings, dude. What happened? You're bleeding out, dude?
Yes, dude.
Alright. Got 7 minutes to carry by myself, I guess. I don't know. Dan had something you wanted to put on there about Immigration Nation. It's a Netflix show. I haven't seen it myself. But this cat I was talking about was Stan Meyer. This dude invented a car that ran on water. He said his car would go from LA to New York on 22 gallons of water. Burns clean. It uses hydrogen as a fuel source out of the water. And he'll tell you, if you watch the videos on Stan Meyer, it'll say, I don't care if you got muddy water, if you got salt water, if you got tap water, any type of water won't affect his fuel cell. And it would have changed the world, man. A couple of the videos I seen this guy doing too, he was doing a convention style of talk of stuff, and he basically told them, hey, I've been hit up by billionaires. The Saudi oil people offered him $1 billion cash, and he turned it all down because Stan Meyer wanted to change the world. I was talking about Stan Meyer, the water car guy. So he wanted to change the world, and it really would have, man, but all the people in charge are in big oil. Look at the Bushes. The Bushes were presidents, right? They're in oil. Yeah. I mean, I can't wait till we do get away from the fossil fuel shit, man.
But it has to be a sensible alternative. You can't do the Ocasio-Cortez and let's just trash the whole thing right now.
Just kill it. No, there is a learning curve. I understand that, but You have a guy here. You have these innovators. We were talking about Tucker's another one, right?
Yeah, the guy that had the battery technology, and then guess who bought it out?
Yeah.
Enron.
Enron, yeah.
They bought it out.
But that's what happened too. Tucker was bought out by Standard Oil.
There's corruption that the average person has no reach into stopping.
Well, it says that in that flick we talked about, or we've seen it, and I would suggest you see it. I think there's one episode out of the 10, because it's a 10-part series called The Fall of the Cabal.
Oh.
I think it's episode 5.
And that's the one they try to hide, isn't it?
They keep hiding it.
Yeah, we had to find it.
Yeah, they keep, YouTube keeps, or Google, whoever the fuck it is,
they pull that one episode down.
They pull one episode out, and I look at that episode so many times, and I'm like, why are they taking this episode?
What part of that? Yeah.
What? Because I was like, what don't they want me to see, right? You know what I mean? But you watch that thing, and for me, it was the girl she was from Sweden or
she's not even from here in the U.S. So
she's not even American, bro.
No.
And it's because that pedophilia shit is fucking worldwide, bro.
Yeah, it's not just here.
It's not just an American.
Let me say this though. So hopefully, viewers, go watch that. Go watch it, and watch it with an open mind.
Yes.
Now, granted, I'm gonna give you my opinion.
Yeah.
And this is one of the times where my wife looked at me and was like, "Do you believe all of this?" I said, "No, not all of it, but there's plenty of evidence that some of this is going on at some level."
Well, you look at, here's a good one, because we're talking about the media hype, right?
Mm-hmm.
She shows them migrant people coming from Honduras.
Right.
They're walking 45 miles a day.
And they're in brand new flip-flops.
Thongs.
Yeah, that ain't happening, dude. I know those people are tough.
I want to see somebody fucking walk 45 miles in a pair of thongs, bro, because I'll tell you what, I couldn't do it in my fucking $60
Well, I know those people are tougher than we are physically because they live a harder life.
Oh, yeah,
but
dude.
you're not doing that per day.
Well, they don't get fluoride in their water like we do.
You are Alex Jones now, fucking Alex Jones.
Yeah, but that's another media hype, man. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm tired of it. And here's what's happened. I was talking to you earlier about it. Weller said it, coined it before. The dinosaurs are dying. Well, what's happening is, I don't even watch news every night, dude. I'm so fucking cheap right now. I'm just listening to the radio. That's my form of entertainment, right?
Oh, right.
You know what I'm saying? But my kids, none of my kids, all 6 of them, none of them watch the news. If they do, they watch World Star, or they watch what's on YouTube.
Entertainment stuff.
Some type of 3-minute clip that can hold their attention. You know what I'm saying?
No, exactly. Yeah, they just want a quick entertainment. Boom, on to the next thing.
Yeah, like my son asked me what's going on with Lebanon and stuff, and I was like, well, what do you know? And he's like, well, I just seen a bunch of bombings and this and that. And I was like,
oh, when that plant blew up.
Yeah, and I was like, well, just do a little bit of information, man. Don't just do what somebody tells you. Just check it out and see what's going on.
Do your own homework.
Form your own opinion, man. I mean, if you're gonna vote, call me and I'll tell you who to vote for.
Yeah.
But.
Right. That's what I like about. Honestly, that's what I like about talking to Weller.
Yeah.
Is he's not afraid to see both sides of it.
Yeah.
That's one thing I love about him. Not one thing. I love multiple things about the guy.
Yeah.
But when I'm talking about discussions about whether it's worldviews or politics or just how to live your life, I've always loved that he has an open mind. He can see both sides way better than me.
Well, let me give you one, okay? Because here's one always had with Obama, right? Is that like Obama was half black, half white, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
I knew he wasn't.
He wasn't like full-blooded black dude.
He's a half-breed like me.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was gonna ask you, dude, because you're a half-breed too, right?
Yeah.
So you can't just be Mexican.
No, I grew up where the Mexicans were like, you're a fucking white boy.
Yeah.
And all the white dudes looked at you like, you're fucking Mexican.
Yeah.
So I was always in limbo. So I was like, you know what, fucking both.
But you know what happened with Obama was, they said, hey, you are dark enough to be a black man to us, right? Or they were going with that old Jim Crow philosophy, like one drop, makes you black. Right?
Oh.
That old segregist shit. But Obama, I mean, he took it to the top, dude. You can't go any farther than he went.
I respect a man for whatever narrative he wants to carry for himself.
Yeah.
Just don't try to push that narrative onto me.
Yeah.
Like You're not going to tell me who I am.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not going to tell me how I should think about myself.
But
you want to think about yourself? I respect that.
Don't you think if Mexico came to you though and they're like, DG, we need you to be the fucking stand-up Mexican, right? You see what I'm saying?
No, that ain't gonna happen. But I don't deny my Mexican heritage,
that's
my
what I'm
ancestry.
Saying. Yeah.
Even though my grandmother was born in Texas.
Tejas.
You know, so like my daughter the other day was like, well, what about Grandma Tony? You know, blah blah blah. I go, she was born in Texas, man. She's not even from Mexico.
Yeah.
Her great grandmother.
It's her heritage.
Yeah.
That's her heritage. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, we were, she was born here. You know.
And I think, you know what, man, out of all because I don't want to just tell people like, hey, yeah, I was right. I told you I seen that UFO shit. You know what I mean? I don't want to be like that.
You don't want the, yeah, you don't need that moment. The I told you no moment.
No,
but the gratification will be for them to be enlightened about it.
Well, part of it is the enlightenment, but the other part is to say, hey, I was fucking telling the truth. Like.
Oh, yeah, because of your own experience.
Yeah.
No doubt.
The truth. But the thing that UFO disclosure will, and I think in the unacknowledged, they talk about 7 different alien life forms.
I've heard that.
That they've been communicating with and doing 7, not 1 or 2, 7.
No, 7 different ones.
Yeah. So okay.
Grays, yeah.
So what that does is that makes us all human. That'll make you Mexican, Irish.
Thank you.
It makes us human.
Reagan put that, right? He like goes, man, I wish something from off this world would.
He was trying to tell people then,
because then we would all join together and put all that bullshit aside. That happens in the military all the time.
Dude,
you always hear the Marines calling the Army bitches, the Air Force flyboys, you know, all that shit. But when it comes time to kick someone's ass because they're threatening American citizens, all that shit gets put aside, man.
And that's what I'm saying too, bro.
Until we get back to the bar.
It's the same thing when you're a Raiders fan or you're a Dodgers
It's
fan.
tribalism, man.
It is, and that's what's funny about it, because the way I feel is that's wrong and that's first rung shit, right?
Yeah.
But that's the shit that makes you go to the next level. That tribalism brings up your vibration. Like,
oh, big time.
If I'm on an outage and I see like 150, 200 PG&E trucks and all that light blue and shit, and I'm rocking my uniform,
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, we're gonna fix shit.
You know what I heard today, man? That really made me, think better about PG&E is that they're actually helping out with kids during this COVID stuff that don't have Wi-Fi. And don't have the schools in those areas that don't have money to send Chromebooks home with their kids to do, online schooling during this COVID stuff. And PG&E's helping out with that. And I was like, right on, man, because
they should, man.
They've screwed a lot. I mean,
yeah, they've done shit. And I know you've seen it in the California fires when they showed the fucking house that was cut in half. You seen
was that over in Paradise?
Yeah, half of it was standing, and then the trees around it are all
burnt.
No, the trees are green, the grass is green,
and just the house itself is
just like it's in a neighborhood.
Like it was a focused.
Something like. And then they show one tree that's like burning from the inside out.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that pic of that? Oh man,
I did.
Can you hear that?
I can hear. Yeah, like it's some kind of vibration.
We must have hit an hour. Yeah, we did.
All right. Well, hey, this is a good show to come back a little bit,
Dude, we'll have a good time, man. Fucking this motherfucker right here, dude.
Who's that? Kurt's been blowing us up, bro.
Every time I go to reset
Flory.
this bitch, I gotta find the video again, dude.
What are you talking about?
I sent it to Weller so Weller could just play it, but dude, I'm buzzed too, bro.
Oh no, we just did an hour of talking to each other and no one gets to enjoy it.
We'll download it, dude. Here it is.
Greg Flory.
Alright, remember, hit subscribe. We'll come back with vengeance. Just had to get something out there to keep everybody interested. I hope you listened to the whole thing. If you did, you're probably going to heaven.
Hey, can I get one statement in?
Yeah, tell them.
So Flory put this out, man. I thought it was the hella deep. It says, what I went through happened. Who I was existed. I needed my past. And I needed my mistakes to get me where I am now.
No.
That is nothing truer than that.
That's Abraham Lincoln, dude.
What?
That's Lincoln, dude.
It says Christopher Ferry.
Christopher Ferry probably wrote it down.
It was the great alien.
Yeah. It's Abraham Lincoln. He was writing that before he got shot.
Hey, hope you guys have a good weekend. Later.